What if I told you that 3 everyday foods could be the secret to a billionaire's boundless energy? Prepare to be amazed by Richard Branson's superfood trinity. Today, we're diving deep into the life of Sir Richard Branson, the maverick entrepreneur who's not just conquering space, but also seems to have cracked the code to longevity. We'll uncover the 3 superfoods that fuel his extraordinary life, and I bet you're already enjoying one of them. But first, let's take a thrilling ride through Branson's daily habits that'll leave you breathless and inspired. Picture this. It's 5 a.m. on Necker Island, Branson's 74-acre private paradise in the British Virgin Islands. While most of us are still snuggled in our beds, this 74-year-old dynamo is already up and at 'em. Branson's day starts with a shock, an ice-cold bath. As he told news.com.au, by 6:15 a.m., he's on the tennis court, playing a hard game of singles tennis. If the wind's right, he might even squeeze in some kite surfing before breakfast. Speaking of breakfast, Branson fuels up with something high in fiber, like muesli and fruit, as he shared in a blog post. But here's the kicker. He washes it down with up to 20 cups of tea a day. "Don't tell my doctor," he joked in a 2017 blog post. The rest of his day is just as action-packed. A walk around the island while his assistant reads him his emails, a 20-minute gym session, lunch meetings, and more sports in the evening. As Branson wrote, "I need around 6 hours sleep, do it all again, a little differently, the next day." Now you might be wondering, how on earth does a 74-year-old keep up this punishing routine? Well, that's where our superfoods come in. But before we reveal them, let's talk about the man who inspired Branson's dietary choices, Dr. William Li. Enter Dr. William Li, a Harvard-trained cancer doctor who's revolutionizing our understanding of food and health. Branson was so impressed by Li's book, Eat to Beat Disease, that he invited him to speak at a Virgin Unite gathering. In his blog, Branson wrote, "I've always been interested in ways to improve well-being, and after recently hearing Dr. William Li discuss his brilliant book, Eat to Beat Disease, at a Virgin Unite gathering, I'm feeling inspired by the power that lies in our food choices." Dr. Li's approach isn't about restrictive diets or cutting out entire food groups. Instead, he focuses on foods that activate our body's health defense systems. As Branson puts it, each of us has an enormous opportunity to take charge of our lives and use food to transform our health. But Dr. Li's influence on Branson goes beyond just diet. It's part of a holistic approach to health that includes physical activity, sleep, and social connection. In a recent podcast, Dr. Li explained his personal protocol.
I use diet to maintain healthy. I'm very mindful of what I eat. I think ahead about what I'm going to eat, what do I want to eat, and I think about the things that would please me, because you should be able to love your food, and enjoy your health at the same time.
Does Dr. Li's emphasis on the importance of staying active, getting enough sleep, and maintaining social connections sound familiar? It's like he's describing Branson's lifestyle to a T. Now drum roll, please. It's time to reveal the 3 superfoods that power Richard Branson's incredible lifestyle. Are you ready? Let's start with the first superfood. If you were attentive enough, you would have already caught it earlier on. That's right, we're talking about tea. Remember how Branson drinks 20 cups a day? Well, there's a good reason for that. Dr. Li calls tea a grand slammer.
You know, in American baseball, grand slammers were a person who is hitting the ball, hits the ball so far that everybody on the bases can run in and score points, including the batter. That's a grand slam. It's a euphemism that's used to talk about something that's so amazing it hits all the targets.
In his book, Dr. Li explains, tea leaves contain more than 2,000 bioactive compounds like catechins, EGCG, gallic acid, and theaflavins. These compounds have potent antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and anti-angiogenic properties. They even enhance your microbiome. Green tea in particular is a powerhouse. Dr. Li states, drinking 2 to 3 cups of green tea daily reduces the risk of colon cancer by 40%. It can even kill cancer stem cells by starving them of their blood supply. But don't worry if you're more of a black tea person. According to Dr. Li, black tea can mobilize stem cells, promoting regeneration. And if you prefer herbal teas, Chamomile has been found to inhibit angiogenesis, which is the growth of new blood vessels that can feed tumors. Now let's move on to the second superfood, coffee. If you're a coffee lover, you're in luck. Dr. Lee explains that drinking 1 to 3 cups of coffee a day lowers the risk of heart failure by 33%. Branson himself is a fan, often starting his day with a cup of joe. Coffee, like tea, is what Dr. Lee calls a grand slammer. It activates multiple health defenses in our body, slowing cellular aging and improving metabolism.
Tea and coffee together as beverages are grand slammers. They help angiogenesis, stem cells, microbiome, DNA repair, and also your immunity and inflammation system. They're beneficial. That's one food. And by the way, they slow down the cellular process of cellular aging. They slow down how fast our cells age, and they right-size our metabolism.
And speaking of metabolism, here's something fascinating. When researchers looked at superagers, people who lived to 90 or even 100 years old, they found something remarkable in their blood. You see, when comparing superagers to people who pass away at younger ages, there's a striking difference in their metabolism. While these younger individuals often show metabolic irregularities, superagers maintain robust metabolic health well into their golden years. And guess what? Both tea and coffee play a crucial role in supporting this healthy metabolism. They help burn extra body fat, lower inflammation, and keep our metabolic pathways running smoothly, just like those impressive superagers. So next time you're sipping your morning brew, remember, you're doing your body a favor. Last but not least, we have the third superfood, the humble kiwi. Now you might be wondering, kiwi? Really? But don't underestimate this fuzzy little fruit. Dr. Lee's research shows that eating just 1 kiwi fruit a day can increase protection of your DNA from oxidative damage by a whopping 60%. But it gets even better. Dr. Lee cites a study from the Rowett Research Institute in Scotland that found eating 3 kiwi fruits per day increased DNA repair activity by 66%. As Dr. Lee explains in his book, eating kiwi fruit not only aids the blood in neutralizing DNA-damaging free radicals, but it also helps rejuvenate DNA that has already been damaged. Kiwi also improves your microbiome, glucose metabolism, and lipid metabolism. Plus, it's packed with vitamin C and other antioxidants. No wonder Branson makes sure to include it in his diet. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but how do I incorporate these superfoods into my diet? Well, let's take a page from Branson's book. Start your day with a cup of green tea or coffee. Have a kiwi with your breakfast or as a mid-morning snack. Enjoy a cup of black tea in the afternoon for a pick-me-up. And wind down in the evening with a soothing cup of chamomile. Remember, it's not about drastically changing your diet overnight. It's about making small, sustainable changes that can have a big impact over time. As Branson says, I have long prioritized an all-round healthy lifestyle. And that's the key. It's not just about what you eat, but how you live your life as a whole. So there you have it, folks. The secret behind Richard Branson's boundless energy and vitality at 74, a combination of an active lifestyle, mindful eating, and 3 powerful superfoods, tea, coffee, and kiwi. But remember, it's not just about the foods themselves, it's about the mindset. As Branson puts it, each of us has an enormous opportunity to take charge of our lives and use food to transform our health. Health isn't just about living longer, it's about living better. It's about having the energy to pursue your passions, to connect with loved ones, and to make a difference in the world. And isn't that what we all want, whether we're billionaires or not? If you found this video inspiring, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more insights into the habits of successful people. And hey, why not share this video with a friend who could use a health boost? Together, we can all live healthier, more vibrant lives. Until next time, stay curious, stay healthy, and who knows, maybe one day you'll be sipping tea on your own private island.